I forgot. I had to hit... YouTube, you're being a butt. YouTube? No. Chat? Ugh. Okay. So that's not working. That's a project for a later date. That's for sure. So for some reason here... Stream Manager. The bitrate is insane. That's the thing I don't understand. Just chatting. Okay, well. Okay. Well then. All right, well, sorry to start this out on such a strange note, but that's how today is going. Because reasons. So, we've got YouTube working with video and chat. We've got Twitch just with chat because reasons? I don't know why. Oh, God, no. That's there. Yeah, okay. Done. All right, well. Let's try here. Nope. I don't know. I don't know why that's not working, but whatever. Okay. This time I remembered to hit record. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Joe's Disc Golf Podcast. I hope that you can see me, hear me, chat with me. I've given up on Twitch because I legitimately just started this Twitch stream account, like, now. So if you're listening on podcast and you like Twitch and you don't like YouTube live streaming, you can head over to twitch.tv/Joe's Disc Golf. I try to keep everything simple here. If you notice that the bio and everything looks like crap, I'm not going to lie there, it looks like crap. It is because at 8:50 Eastern Standard Time I made the account, and it is currently 9:10. I went live at like 9:05. So there's a good reason why it does not look good. And if you notice on YouTube and everything, I'll slide out of the way here. All of my discs are laying on the ground behind me. My bag is empty and behind me, and that is because everything got soaked. I went out disking. Unstable. You're unstable. Average stream bitrate too high. Well, let's see if I can adjust that a little bit. Will it let me adjust it while I am live? Prob's not. Let's change that to just 10,000. Okay. Let's see. Did that actually change anything here? There. Okay. All right. We recommend... YouTube recommends 4,500. Twitch will probably be about the same. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's change our bit rate here. Oh yeah, doing all the fun stuff here, all the behind the scenes, everything that you want to do. Let's go 5,000. Apply. Apply. There we go. We got that. We got that. YouTube. Jump off a bridge, please. Twitch Inspector. Ugh. Log in with Twitch. Yep. What do you recommend, though? Live, no delay. Chart. Okay. Whatever. Help guide. Supported platforms. Yeah. Stream keys, audio. Constant bit rate. That doesn't help me at all. Thank you for not helping me. Okay. We're here. We're live. Let's start that over. Welcome, everybody, to Joe's Disc Golf podcast here weekly. I come to you live from my basement studio. I say studio, but I really just mean the desk in my basement, where I have fun talking about disc golf and all things related. Now, last week you might have noticed that I didn't really have many clips going up on my YouTube channel from this live stream, and that's because I forgot to hit the record button. So then I tried to download my live stream from YouTube, and it looked like absolute butt. It looked... I probably could have streamed it better from on a potato than what I got downloaded from there. Average bitrate is too high. Average bitrate is stable. Twitch, you're killing me here. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. So, we've got plenty of stuff to talk about here. We got Narwhals. We've got live scoring features, evaders, Leviathans, and late, but always welcome, New Year's disc golf resolutions here. But first, we have got other stuff to talk about. So, as I mentioned before, maybe not, I'm going to kind of slide out of the way. You can see my discs all behind me on the ground. Well, I went out and played a round, doubles round, random draw doubles, on Sunday. And I played a round just yesterday. There's some snow on the ground. My discs got absolutely soaked. And my bag got soaked because it was snowing and it was just rough. And I just needed to get things just working and dried, and it was yeah. Everything's out in my basement now. Everything is much better, and it is finally dried, and I just need to put things away. But that is besides the point here. I'm ready to kill Twitch because nothing wants to work right. I don't even know at this point. No audio, no video. Twitch, you suck. Anyway, if you're trying to watch on Twitch, I'm sorry. If you're listening to the podcast, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. But here we are. So yeah, that was my weekend. Played some random draw doubles. Unfortunately, did not win any money on that one. It's a $5 buy-in. Nothing too crazy. Me and my partner started out pretty hot. Absolutely crushed it on a couple holes that I've been really close on. You know those holes that you play and you're just like, yeah, I just barely nicked this tree. I barely missed this gap. I was just off on my angle. Well, I finally absolutely crushed it on a hole to the point where I thought I was going to have to worry about the river, which was about 410 from where the tee box was, because I've never gotten through. I've just mashed on it and went, all right, well, I'm throwing it this way. I know I'm going to hit the trees. I know I'm going to hit the bushes. So I'm just going to give it everything I got. You know, everything you got. Everything you got. Name that movie. If you haven't named that movie yet, it is I Love You Man, starring Paul Rudd. Fantastic movie. Anyway, we've got... So I got that going, and it was absolutely awesome just watching it. And then we spent about 5 minutes looking for it. Somehow I managed to hit a tree and get behind a tree. I was looking, me and everybody on the card, all four of us were looking to the right, and it went left. It ended up being like 40 feet out. Unfortunately, my partner and I could not hit the birdie because it was 40 feet out, which is a tough enough putt. And then you throw a whole bunch of trees and a honeysuckle bush in the way, and it just becomes damn near impossible to get through, to get a nice, clean line. Now, that was a good time. I'm hoping everybody else got out, played some fantastic disc golf out here. Really hope you guys did. And let's get in to our topics here, because I don't think I have anything else that I really need to talk about here. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't looked, which, you know, PDGA website is probably not your homepage like it is mine practically. But if you haven't noticed yet, they made a new update to their live scoring feature, which, side note, stop pulling at my coach / cat decided that she wanted to scratch at my chair. Anyway, if you played any sanctioned events last year, you know that they really encouraged the live scoring feature on the PDGA website. I prefer the udisc app, but honestly, it's a pretty good app. It's a pretty good feature set that it has there. And one of the things that did annoy me is when you're using udisc, you can easily, it's got right at the end there, you know, you can create and share an image, whether it's your basic scorecard of just, here's a couple things that you did, here's your scores, and that's about it, or the full details of, this is your birdie percentage, this is your fairway hit, this is all of that stuff. Well, PDGA has took some inspiration, finally, and copied a lot of that functionality. Their main thing that they did there is get rid of that they added the sharing feature is what they did. You no longer have to take a screenshot and show everybody that your battery is almost dead, because let's face it, doing the live scoring there, it does kill your battery a lot. For multiple reasons, I carry a backup battery pack. I don't have one. Actually, I do have one that I would recommend. It's Insignia brand. It's 15,000 milliamps. So it'll charge an iPhone like 2 or 3 times, maybe like 2.5. I don't remember off the top of my head if you get the iPhone 12. Fantastic thing. It's not waterproof, but there's an easy way to solve that. A Ziploc baggie. Highly recommend that, because if you're the guy doing the scorecard, you're going to need it. So in this update, you now have a share function that is supposed to be similar to, but legally distinct from. Lucy, hey. Cats, they're fantastic. But legally distinct from the udisc app. So the things that will be included in your share are the tournament, your name, your rating, your round rating, your division place, birdies, bogies, score, and hole scores. So it gives you a lot of detailed information. I really like this. I've really embraced the digital check-in. Some of the courses, some of the tournaments I played, because of the areas in Indiana, it varies county to county. Some places we were able to do in-person check-in, you know, social distance, mask, all that fun jazz. Other places where, nope, just check in on the PDGA website and go straight to your hole. Tee off is at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whatever. All the tournaments I did were shotgun start. There are no tee times. I really like that. I didn't have to fight with any crowds or parking. I didn't have to fight with, all right, now I'm at Tournament Central and I have to go to the farthest hole or second farthest hole, I can just go out there. I don't have to worry about anything. I also like that as long as you put your scores in correctly, the math is all done for you. You know exactly what your score is. There's no getting stroked for bad math. Math is hard. Basic addition is hard. But this takes that out of it, which is amazing. It's the best thing that's happened. I mean, there are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. COVID is terrible. COVID is a negative thing. However, there are some positive aspects that have come out of this. Specifically, the growth of disc golf and the embracing of technology. And for those of you watching, Lucy is inspecting my bag, making sure that it is all PDGA approved and that I have no violations in my bag. I doubt I do. I may or may not have bribed her with some catnip. Shh. Anyway, it is also best practice to at least have one other person keeping track on udisc, because there was one tournament that I was in where I was saying my scores correctly, and somehow the guy keeping track of the score, the official scorecard on the PDGA app, was giving me one stroke less for like 3 holes, and it was great. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize I shot that good. And then the other guy's like, no, I got you 3 strokes higher. And we went back and he screwed up a couple holes. I was like, no, I definitely said 4 because the other guy got a 4. And you put me down as a 3. I'm not upset. Thank you for trying to help me out there. But that dropped me from 4th to like 9th place because the scoring in that tournament was pretty tight, and 3 strokes is pretty bad. So I highly recommend best practice, because it usually doesn't work out in your favor like that. Usually it's you are a couple strokes higher, and it doesn't go so well. I also, after that tournament, keep my own personal scorecard just to make sure that there's no other loss in translation, no communication errors where I know what I put. I know that I got a 4. I'm not trying to cheat. I may or may not be 100% honest all the time when it comes to my own score. When I'm playing by myself, like, yeah, I missed that 10-footer, 15-footer, but I didn't take my bag off, so whatever, I made it. We all do it. You don't take your bag off, you're like, whatever, it's 10 feet, it hits the front of the rim, and you're like, oh, well, I was in if I take my bag off. We all do it. But in a tournament, no, obviously not. I missed a 6-footer in a tournament. That was embarrassing. It was terrible. I forgot how to play disc golf for about 5 seconds and got my first bogey, which really set the tone for the rest of the tournament. That was so bad, it was actually excluded from my ratings update back in November. God. I'm still sorry. I am just mad at Twitch right now. I don't know why. My bitrate is fine. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. Stop yelling at me, Twitch. I'm going to ignore Twitch from now on because screw you. If anybody's out there wanting to chat, head over to YouTube. You can find all of my links at joesdiscgolf.com. I don't have a custom YouTube link because I do not have enough followers. Which reminds me, go ahead and follow if you really want to. I have some updated stuff. I have clips. I'm working on disc reviews and getting things out there like that. It's a slow process. I'm starting out a bit slow here. Got everything. I just want to get the names of channels and everything, names of social media, so they don't disappear. Anyway, we're going back to the dock. We've got some dynamic disc news. They've got a new fairway driver coming out, the Evader. This was announced at the same time as the EMAC Judge. So you can see why this disc kind of got lost in the fold. It got lost in the shuffle. Everything's just kind of churning up, and it slipped to the bottom because Eric McCabe is a very popular, very good disc golfer, 2010 world champion, and he has the EMAC Truth. He now has the EMAC Judge coming out. Everybody's focusing on that, myself included, and I missed the announcement for the Evader. This is a Speed 7, Glide 4, Turn 0, Fade 2.5. So this is a slightly more fade disc than the Latitude 64 Explorer, at least on paper. Now we can only go by paper. I don't have hands-on. I didn't get a prototype. I haven't been able to get this disc in my hands, and I can't wait to get it in my hands. It's going to be fantastic. It does have a little less glide than the Explorer. The Explorer is a Glide 5. This is Glide 4, so, not too bad. And it is a slightly faster version of the Latitude 64 River Pro. I did kind of like that disc. I kind of like the River Pro. The one thing I didn't like about it was the rim. I didn't like how narrow the rim was. That's just really a personal preference thing. It also felt a bit deep with the way it was domed on top, but that thing did fly pretty well. There is no announced, at least at the time of writing this. I haven't looked. I did happen to notice that, and I missed this on Eric McCabe's YouTube channel. He did talk about the prototype. He had hands-on with the prototype of the Evader. Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to watch it. I just saw that today, so I do not have any extra information on that, although I do like that they're expanding into this. It does make me sad that my Criminal, which, give me 1 second here. There we go. My Lucid Criminal is no longer in stock. I mean, the Felon is basically the same thing, but the Criminal here, look at that pretty white disc right there with the little bit of metal flake. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of see it on stream here. But it's got the metal flake here. That is a Speed 10 Glide 3, Turn 1 Fade 4. So it's not a slower Criminal by any stretch of the imagination. Way less fade. Or way more fade, way less turn. That one turn is kind of insane. But I think it's going to be a great disc. I can't wait to get hands-on with that, as I've mentioned before. Like most disc golf things now, especially if you are a Discmania fan, it's going to be hard to get your hands on. It's going to be really hard to get your hands on a lot of this stuff. So, let's get this. There we go. I got my monitoring stuff over here. Can see the chat over there. Sorry. Housekeeping. Housekeeping. You want fluff pillow? Housekeeping. Another great movie there. Tommy boy, go out and watch your classics. Moving on. Just in case you thought I was only a trilogy fanboy here, or a dynamic disc fanboy, I'm not. And I resemble that remark. Heyo, I know what I said. But Divergent Discs, new company out there. They started back out in August. They started selling their discs on Amazon. They have just got 2 of their 3 discs that they manufacture approved by the PDGA. We've got the Narwhal and the Leviathan. Unfortunately, they did not include any promotional pictures on there, so I was able to get the numbers off the promo pictures that the dynamic discs, when they submitted it to the PDGA for approval. You have to submit pictures. They post those pictures when the disc gets approved. Now, Narwhal, Leviathan didn't have any numbers on them. They only gave you a profile shot. They didn't give you a full-on heads-up shot, so could not get numbers for you there. However, with a little internet sleuthing, I was able to get some more information, I hopped on to the Divergent disc website, which I highly recommend you guys check out, especially if you're a newer disc golfer. But the Divergent discs website revealed that the Narwhal is a putter, and it's said to be, and I quote, a straight shooter with excellent glide and gets excellent distance for a putter and approach disc. It works well for curving left, right, or stay straight when thrown flat. Perfect for driving, approach shots, and putting! Exclamation mark. End quote. The numbers for the Narwhal are a speed 3, glide 5, turn 0, fade 0. On their website, on their very own website, you can see that they compare it to the Innova Dart. So if you like the Dart, this is going to be very similar to that. If you like, this would also be similar to the Maiden. That will also be pretty straight. Hopefully I can get my hands on this putter. I can let you know what I think. Their big thing here, well, I'll get into that in a second here. The other disc is the Leviathan. This is their mid-range. It is, and I quote, designed specifically for beginners and low-powered disc golfers. This is a straight flying mid that doesn't fade much at the end of the flight, and even for low-power players. This is a small diameter mid-range with an understable flight that is extra easy to throw. This is a thin mid-range disc with a mostly flat top. All right, so flat straight shooting sounds like a regular truth, maybe a bounty. The numbers I don't have in front of me here, unfortunately, but it sounds like an interesting disc. The plastic is supposed to be decently grippy, according to them. I don't know. I'm trying to get my hands on a set here. Reached out to the company, have not heard back yet. But, hey, you know what? I am just a small-time YouTuber here, a small-time podcaster, and a brand new Twitch streamer. So there's that. I could see why nobody wants to talk to me. But that's okay. I'm not discouraged, I'm encouraged, because that means I want to grow this channel bigger, better, faster, and more awesomer, because English is gooder talking me. Anyway, so the question is, who is Divergent Discs, or what is Divergent Discs? Well, they're a company, as I mentioned, that started selling discs back in August of 2020 on Amazon. Straight from their page, this is what they say. While the focus of most disc golf manufacturers is on the professional player, our focus is on the everyday recreational player. That's a pretty noble cause right there. I can understand that sometimes people feel left out, saying that, like, oh, you know, everything's about this person, like, oh, if the tilt is like this for Simon Lizotte or Eagle McMahon, for me, it's just going to turn over as soon as I let it go. Like, I could drop it out of my hand flat and it'll turn 90 degrees. That is how people feel about some of those discs. Or like, oh, you've got this disc. Well, you know, only the big arms can throw that, or only this kind of person can throw that. The newer players seem to be left out, although I know Innova, Dynamic Discs, and a couple other companies have your starter packs, your generally easier to throw discs. The discs I recommend to newer players, one, get a putter. It generally doesn't matter. Don't go for the slammer. Don't go for something stupid overstable. Go for something neutral. Go for something like the Maiden, the Judge, the Warden. Really just go to a disc golf shop, find something that feels good in your hand. Because honestly, for a putter, it really doesn't matter all that much. Mid-range, it does matter more. I say go with something understable or neutral. So something like the Regular Truth, or something understable like the Dynamic Disc Bounty. I'm working on expanding. Don't worry, guys. I'm working on expanding. My goal here, this is a little tangent. Tangent. My goal here is to get something like an Excel sheet to go, all right, so the Dynamic Disc Latitude 64 Gladiator is, you just put that in there and go, oh, it's like the Dynamic Disc Defender. It's like the Innova Boss. It's like the whatever. Basically, you can go in, and that's my goal, is to test out all these discs and go, all right, here you go. Here is a nice compiled list where if you like this and you want to try the exact same flight pattern from a different company, this is the disc you need to buy. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Anyway, what Divergent discs want to do is they want to keep things simple with only one type of plastic. Their discs are supposed to be accessible for the average disc golfer, and they state that most disc golfers are happy if they can throw it around 300 feet. In normal conditions, I'm not throwing with a massive tailwind. I'm not throwing down the side of a mountain where 300 feet would be absolutely terrible. Throwing up the side of a mountain 300 feet would be absolutely insane. Lastly, they want their discs to be affordable, so they don't sponsor any pro disc golfers. They don't do anything like that, so they're saving tons of money there. They don't really advertise at all, so this is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just talking about them because I found them. I think they're an interesting company, and I think that you guys should go check them out, because why not? I think it's a good idea, especially if you're new to disc golf. So they want them to they want to stay affordable. I think I saw a 3-pack for like $25, and it looks like decent plastic. I don't know. Again, I haven't gotten hands-on with that yet. So there's no paid disc golfers. There's no crazy marketing budget or anything like that. They rely on word-of-mouth marketing, which, again, I say is a noble cause. I hope this company succeeds. I still, like I said, want to get my hands on it. And in the description of this video, once it's all done, I will have the links to the PDGA live scoring update as well as divergentdisc.com, or you could just head straight there. Now, on to our last topic here. A bit of a shorter episode, I see. We've been going for about a half hour, give or take. But our last topic, my New Year's goals for disc golf, and one personal goal. So, item number 1, I want to putt at least 4 days a week. Now, because I'm in the Midwest, it gets cold, it gets snowy, it gets crazy windy. I know you're supposed to putt in all the different conditions there, but sometimes the winds are so extreme here or the cold is so bad, it's just not worth it. And in my garage, like, I don't mind going about 15 feet, but anything past that, then wind should play a factor in your putts. So I don't want to get used to putting 20, I don't think I could get 25 feet in my garage, but say 20, 25 feet indoors, no wind. You're going to get some bad habits. You're not going to be used to the wind. It will affect things towards the end of the flight. So I want to start practicing at least 4 days a week, hopefully weather dependent, maybe more, but life happens. I'd love to spend more time disc golfing, but again, I have to go to work. I have responsibilities around the house. I got to spend time with my wife. She likes disc golfing, but not like I do. Gentlemen or ladies, you can probably understand that one. My next goal, I want to hit 90% of my practice putts at 15 feet. That's 90 out of 100. I started with 200, but that actually ended up hurting my arm because I was doing 400 throws. That was a lot of throwing, and I did not warm up to that. So I'm at 100. I'd say that's a good base. If I do more than that, that's fine too. I don't know if you guys can hear that beeping in the background, but that is my bread maker going off. So I want to make 90% from 15 feet. I want to do that 3 days in a row. So if I do 90, 90, 89, tough luck. I got to start over. I got to do 90, 90, 90. So then I can move back to 20 feet. From there, I want to hit 85% of my putts. Yeah, I dropped the percentage a little bit, but I think from that distance, that's about what I want to hit. If I hit more than that, that's even better. If I do that, again, 3 days in a row, I move back to 25 feet, 85% again. That's another pretty difficult task. Finally, I want to hit 85% from 30 feet when I'm practicing in my backyard. That's going to be a tall order because I also putt on the mock shift in the skinny position. So if you're not familiar with the mock shift, you can have the wide chains, which is just a normal size chains, and then you can do the smaller chains, which are like the size of the inner chains of like the Dynamic Disc Veteran basket, or it looks like the Marksman basket from Dynamic Discs. The other thing you could do is you can change how big it is. So it could be the full normal size, or you could shrink it down to about half the size to make things even harder. I'm not doing that yet until I get really good at, till I get good, as the kids would say. If I get good, then I will go ahead and change that up. But I figure if I'm hitting 85% from 30 feet, I'm doing really well. And I've hit, like when I was playing doubles, when I was feeling it, there are a couple holes I was feeling it, and I drained them from 30 feet like it was nothing. And then the next hole, I missed from 20 feet because of reasons. Not that consistent. So those are some putting goals right there. That's 5 different goals that are all basically connected as one goal. You could count them as, bullet points under the same goal. Next goal, I want to learn a forehand and a backhand roller. I feel very confident throwing my forehand in general. I'm getting way more confident with my backhand. I've been practicing that a lot since August. And now I want to work on incorporating roller shots. So I've kind of gone out into the field and started doing that. I've watched a few videos. I watched Danny's video on rollers. I've watched, I think Eagle put a roller video out, and I think Simon did too. I could be misremembering. I've watched a lot of videos. Could be any one of those couple pros that are big into YouTube. Ezra, Eagle, Simon, any one of those guys. So I'm learning that. I'm starting to get comfortable throwing a grenade. That is my next shot that I want to learn. I want to learn a grenade. And practicing in an open field, I've got the grenade going 60-ish feet in the air and then landing at about 200 feet. I haven't had to pull it out at a disc golf course yet, so I don't know how that's going to go. That's something that I need to actually go to a course and just practice that. I've learned it in the field to the point where I feel comfortable enough going to a course to actually practice that shot. That's another one that I think I learned from Eric Oakley, I think, had a video up there. I do want to improve my backhand turnover shot because being a forehand dominant player, I am very comfortable with throwing that forehand and getting it to go off to the right. That is not a big problem at all. I have a backhand that is good. I will say it's better than serviceable. It's not great. It is not what I'm going to try to set a new PR with for my overall distance, but I am feeling comfortable with throwing my backhand. I've picked up the bounty and started messing around with turnover shots. There have been times in tournaments where I'm pressed up against a tree line where if you're looking straight ahead, I'm pressed up the tree line, it is on my right-hand side. There is no physical way for me to get a forehand shot out to go to the right. It's just not going to happen. So I've had to throw turnover shots with different discs. And the first time I ever really threw a turnover shot worked out really well. It was completely luck. It was an amazing shot. I threw it with the Dynamic Disc Vandal, a fairly understable fairway driver, and it was just beautiful. It just turned over, it just kept on going and landed flat right next to the basket. And everybody was looking at me going, "How are you an AM2?" And I was like, "Watch my next shot. Don't worry, on this next tee, I will hit the tree, the lone skinny tree 15 feet in front of me." That's why I'm an AM2. But it was a beautiful shot. Could not replicate it since then, and I've been working on it recently, and I think I'm starting to get that backhand turnover just for those situations where I can't physically do it. I'm also kind of I feel very comfortable throwing the equivalent forehand turnover where it just kind of goes off to the left because, again, you get pinched off on the left-hand side and you can't throw a backhand to do that. Next, disc golf goal, which is a full year-round goal. I want my average udisc score to be a 4 under par. Now, I know everybody's like, well, you could just cheat and do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. You're going to a course where it's easy to do that. Well, user, listener, person, naysayer, I'm not. I'm playing my normal courses here. I'm playing Tillman Park, which is a championship level course, and shooting 2-3 down from the reds, which is decently, and I'm going to the blues and I'm shooting about even, 1 or 2 over. But as my skills improve, I'm planning on that going down. Also, I'm playing a whole bunch of other courses here where some of them are shorter, more technical. These Tillman is a longer, more technical course. PFW is the Mastodon course is a fantastic course, but it is shorter, and I find it a little easier, more controllable to throw all of my mid-ranges and not lose them in the woods as much. It's a little easier to scramble from that course than it is from Tillman, which, if you guys are interested, the Three Rivers Open Pro Day will be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in September. I'm promoting this now. You should go there, sign up if you are MPO, MP40, FPO. I forget all the divisions. It's all the pro divisions. It is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, September 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever that first weekend is right there. All 3 days, Tillman. Highly recommend you guys go to that course, check it out. If you're interested in the AM side of that, we have all the AM divisions that are going to go on there. Those are, that is August 22nd, 23rd. It's about 2 weeks before, where you will play at East and West Sweeney, and then on Sunday you will play Tillman, I believe, from the Reds. Don't quote me on that. That is still not totally set yet, but it is a great course. I highly recommend, if you're within a couple-hour drive, to go to Tillman Park. Bring a spotter. Bring a spotter. Even now in the winter, it's not as necessary if you know the course. In the summer, when everything is grown in, all the honeysuckle, all the vines, all the leaves, all the trees are all green, good luck. Do not throw a green disc. Throw something very bright. Throw pink. Throw bright yellow. That is my advice for that course. It's a great course. It's a difficult course. It is a course that will tear you apart and you will love it. That is my little plug there for the Three Rivers Open 36th annual. If you play on the AM side, the player packs are always worth it. Last couple of years, you've got a pint glass, two or three discs, mini, and a shirt. The discs, they vary. I think last couple years it was Discraft. On top of that, the club stock is huge. They have Discmania, Discraft, Innova, Dynamic Disc, Latitude 64, Westside Disc. They have all the major companies there. Most of the stock is pretty good. Now, caveat here, COVID has absolutely destroyed stocks for everybody. So you've noticed that you've had a hard time ordering discs from Amazon. So the club stock is down. We're hoping by September 2021 that stocks will be restored, but who knows? I mean, look at what's going on with Discmania. Good luck trying to get a disc from them. To give a little context, my 2020 rating was 2.6 under par. Another goal that I have is to finish in the top 3 of an MA2 tournament. I've got a couple that I'm going to, and finish in the top 8 of the MA1. So I'd like to be on at least a chase card. I'd love to win either tournament, but I've never won a tournament, and so I want to set attainable goals. I want to set realistic goals. So I think that I can win an MA2. That's why I said top 3. I think I can win an MA2 when I'm on. And I know my skills have, since my season ended back in the first week in November, I've been putting in a lot of field work. I've been putting in a lot of extra work, especially putting. I've been doing so much putting, trying to get better with that. So hopefully I'll be able to achieve those goals. And this last goal that I have for 2021 is to lose some weight. I think that's one that everybody does. A lot of people struggle with. I want to get under 200 pounds. Right now I just weighed myself yesterday. I'm at 218, and I do not like that. I have got a bit of a gut going on, a little beer gut, more like a whiskey gut, but doesn't roll off the tongue, not as knowable as a beer gut. And I don't like it. I want to get in better shape. I want to be able to move around the course better, faster, lean out, and just feel better about playing. Just feel like I know what I'm doing. Feel like I can just mash on a disc and not feel out of shape. Because that's what I feel like. In high school, I was a 3-sport athlete. In college, I played football and I played ultimate frisbee. And after that, I played a lot of beer drinking. So I'm not an alcoholic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an alcoholic. But as you get older, we get more sedentary, consume more calories, work out less, and I'm trying to fix that. I'll probably have some updates with that along the road here. Try to hold me accountable by broadcasting this to all the internet strangers that listen and watch. But I think it's an achievable goal. I'd like to get less, but I don't want to lose weight too fast. You lose weight too fast, and it comes on really fast. If you can make small adjustments and lose a pound or so every other week, it's going to pay off long term because it'll be easier to keep off. Quick little lesson there in physiology. But that looks like it brings me to the end of well, thank you. Sorry. X Grow X and MTNZ. I'm not sure when you guys actually chatted here. Sorry, I did not realize you guys were watching. I've been having issues. I don't know if you can even see me with on Twitch, because on my end it's just a black screen, so I've been ignoring it. My bad. Hopefully you guys were enjoying this. But unfortunately, it's come time for me to head out, to make like a newborn and head out. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate everybody who is watching out here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, rate, 5 stars. Depends on where you're listening, where you're watching. Go ahead and just leave some feedback. I'd appreciate any of it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Joe's Disc Golf. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Joe's Disc Golf. You can find me on all of the internets at joesdiscgolf.com. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, if you are listening on the podcast or in general, if you want your voice, if you want to hate the sound of your voice broadcasted to everybody, because nobody likes listening to their own voice. Well, maybe not nobody. Some people like listening to the sound of their own voice. I tolerate the sound of my own voice now after doing this long enough. You can go over to anchor.fm/Joe's Disc Golf and leave me a voice message. However, you will have to sign up for an account. Not my rules, Anchor's rules, but hey, that's just how it goes. Thank you all for watching. I can't wait to see you all in the next stream. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Go out, get some birdies, avoid those bogeys, thank Treesus with any great tree kick, and do a little self-reflection anytime you get a tree kick deeper into the woods because you probably did something wrong, and Treesus is trying to show you the way.